welcome to another edition of The Walking Dead.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of EPL on
Class is in session, hitting the books on Pub Sports.
This is another exciting edition of the main event on Talking Man.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome back. We're here. We're live. U.S. Open style, baby. Connor, I don't know about you, but I'm all fired up as can be. We got another major on our hands here, and we're going to your backyard, LA Country Club. How do you feel about this week, Connor? What's going on, man?
Yeah, a lot of golf news here, Gogster, since we've been on. A little, a little combo have all come together out of nowhere. It was PGA Tour. And then yesterday, Taylor with the huge putt. Had him getting tackled there, fellow Canadian. You must have been pumped about that. Shout out to him, too. A guy knocking at the door. And whoever had him at a big price, I'm jealous. I wish I was on him. But yeah, U.S. Open here. LA Country Club, way overdue. This should have been there a long time ago. And it's good to see people are finally to see this golf course, which is difficult, which is rarely seen. We'll get into it. If you guys played like the Walker Cup here, Chef or Morikawa, we'll get into some of that if you want to talk about it. But other than that, a whole lot of nothing. All I know is it's the U.S. Open, toughest test in golf. It's tough. The Masters, it's tough to say your favorite major, but I mean, it's that and the Masters, U.S. Open here. I love it, so I'm pumped, my man.
Yeah, brother. It's the fact. Let's go over a little bit of news, though. You're right. Before we get right into this U.S. Open, the Live merger came out of nowhere, left field, and we haven't heard from all these big names: Xander, Cantlay, Hovland. They weren't at this Canadian Open, guys. So look forward to seeing what they got to see at these pressers, because I saw a tweet from Xander. I guess he wasn't too happy. A lot of these bigger names, they're the ones that probably didn't take the near $100 million Liv was offering. So look forward to seeing what they have to say, but there's no confirmation, at least that I found yet, when it's going to happen. I imagine, Connor, September, when the new season starts, that's when they're going to get integrated. But until then, they'll probably finish off their season. There's going to be 15 Live golfers, you could say, that are going to be here. But now that they're all one, it pretty much, it doesn't even matter. But another point I want to go over is that Canadian Open was insane. Tommy Fleetwood had on 18, he's got a 499-yard par 5, and the guy just puts it in the rough and then pulls out an iron just to go back in the rough from about 140 yards. He just made a mess of it, made a par, luckily, to go to overtime. But the fact Nick Taylor made a 72-foot putt, guys, that's the longest putt in his PGA Tour career. So if you want to, since 1954, it's the first time a Canadian's won this event, and it was due. And his 63, I think he shot on Saturday, boosted him all the way up. He was like 9 under, guys, on Saturday, got him like 1 or 2 back, a CT pan, and he carried the rock. So good for our Canadian, Nick Taylor, born in Manitoba.
Manitoba. We'll get to the Fleetwood, though. That's the bigger everyone looks at the winner and the putt, but for him not to win again over here, it's just it probably is going to happen, but it doesn't make me want to take him in this major, Gogster, and maybe I could be,
He's Darren, a lot of these guys that just haven't won. He's never won here on North America, guys. He's won a lot in Europe, but Tommy on 18, guys, that was his to win. He had an easy hole that was pretty much playing 4 all day, and he made a 5. He just fell apart. And Nick Taylor, he didn't exactly make it easy on himself either. It took them 4 playoff holes to finally get a winner there. But with the course, that Canadian Open played a lot tougher than I expected too. The greens were just insane. The amount of slope that you have up here, tighter fairways, thick rough, and just an overall great golf course. And the fans up here in Canada, we really know how to. We're next to Phoenix, Arizona. I think Canada might be second place there with the rowdiness, especially at that rink hole. That was great. So a lot of good stuff going on in golf, guys, and leads right into the U.S. Open. So let's, without further ado, let's get after this, Connor. I'll go over some information for you guys here about the course. It's Beverly Hills. We're going to Beverly Hills, guys. Like Connor said, it's been long overdue. This course was designed way back in the day by George Thomas Jr., and he designed the same course, Bel Air, Connor, and Riviera. So those are the 3 courses, all like in the same general area. They're kind of northwest Los Angeles. He was the course designer here. So one thing about the Genesis, the Riviera, guys, I wouldn't compare it too much to this golf course because you have just, it's more open here. You have a lot more runoffs. it's somewhat similar, the same course designer, but the landscape, I would say, is a little bit different. Even though it is quite close, the landscape is different. It's a par 70, brother. It's 7,400 yards. We'll get into the scorecard here. The scorecard's just crazy. If you guys haven't already seen some information about this course, there's 2 par 3s that are going to be pushing near 300 yards. Yes, 300 yards, Connor. Off the tee. That's number 11 and number 8. Number 7. So this course is going to take what I have here: strength, precision, and courage. You're going to have some balls at this course, like all U.S. Opens, really. It's not going to play easy. Course comparison I have here, Connor, would be the 2015 when it was played at what was the golf course here? It was the U.S. Open all the way up at what was the course here? Sorry.
The one Koepka won?
No, it was the one that Spieth won here. It was at
that was in Seattle or Washington area.
Washington area, yeah, Chambers Bay.
Bay, yeah.
Just a lot of runoff. It's going to be so dry, man. There hasn't been rain, guys, since May 19th. I from one of the guys I listened to here, there hasn't been significant rain since May 19th, and there's no rain in the forecast. It's going to be dry, so to control this golf ball off the fairway, it's going to be a real shit show, to be honest. I could see just guys, if they're not on the right side of the fairway here, Connor, you're going to be stuck in these barangas they have here. They're dry barangas, which is like full of sand. You're going to have some fescue. Could be some rocks. Like it's somewhere you don't want to be, but it's that's where the runoffs are going to take you on a lot of these fairways. So a course comparison I would say would be Chambers Bay back in 2015. And then I had another one here, is the PGA Championship, and that was at what was that course too here? It was at Whistling Straits in Wisconsin. Just another course where you're going to have, there's fescue, there's runoffs. It's a longer course, par 70. You're getting near 7,400 yards. It was actually 7,500 at Whistling Straits, and the winner of that was who was it there? That was that was Jason Day who won that one. So one player too, Connor, that I just want to bring up that did really well in these course comparisons. The winner was Jordan Spieth at Chambers Bay. And what did Spieth do in 2015? This is when he was playing really good, but really good course comparisons. He was second also at the event at Whistling Straits there in Wisconsin. So Jordan Spieth, his injury, I think he's over the injury too, Connor. If you look at his numbers, he definitely had a bit of a spill there in his approach, even his putting around the green. But I think that 5th place, I believe it was a 5th place he had there, guys, at the Memorial before. That was his last event. So Jordan Spieth, I think he's trending in the right direction here, Connor. What do you think about this golf course there, brother, though? What do you think is going to be the right have you looked at the golf course, I guess I should say first?
Oh, yeah. I have. I've gone a hole by hole here. I mean, I already kind of knew the course a little bit throughout the years. There? No, this is a golf course that only the elite, the rich. I mean, it's not even seen. Well, that's why they never wanted it even seen to hold a tournament in so long. Really, for the most part, it's been difficult. So, but yeah, I've gone through all the holes. It will be tough. You talked about it. Spieth's one of the guys. The wrist kept me off, last week because I thought he was playing some of his better golf, and he fits a couple of the categories. We start to look at when we do these stats. Gogster, and you're big on the numbers. Last 10 guys are one here. I was looking this up. They had to have over 1.9 strokes gain, 3 to 4 months coming in. He's one on the guys on the list. Yep. I think that's pretty key. It might not have to be those like 4 or 5 guys here on this list for sure, but I think there's only probably 4 or 5 others that I think I can really pull the trigger on. But he's there, and I think he's off the wrist. He says he is. He's feeling fine.
A T5.
So I'm interested a little.
T5 of the Memorial tells me he's okay, right?
Yeah, like I said, I'm thinking about him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Jordan Spieth, guys. Thank you for bringing up that stat there, guys. Yeah, last 10 winners, at least 1.92 or better in the last 3 months, tee to green. And I'll go over them really quickly right now, guys. That's Scheffler, Koepka, Schauffele, Cantlay, Victor Hovland, McIlroy, Rahm, Hatton, and Spieth. Those are the 9 golfers in the last 10 years. Those are the guys that have been winning. So that's something to keep in mind. And I have another one that now that we're talking about these stats there for you. This is something for you guys. The last 7 of the last 4 winners at the U.S. Open, that's been Fintz, Rahm, DeChambeau, and Woodland. 7 of those 8 finished at least in the top 30 of the PGA or better, and the Masters, they were the top, or sorry, the Masters, they were the top 30 or better, and the PGA were the top 20 or better. So I have some golfers here, guys, that this year were in the top 30 or better at the Masters and the top 20 better at the PGA. They were Koepka, Spieth, Reed, Hovland, Xander, Scheffler, Morikawa, Cantlay, Lowry, Matsuyama, and Rose. So those are some golfers again. If I said those twice and both of those last 10, 1.92 or better, and finished at least in the top 30 or better between the Masters and the PGA, I think that's going to play in effect. And you know who was named twice there was Jordan Spieth. So you know what?
So
yeah,
he's twice. Real quick, Cantlay, and I already had these guys circled, like, because he's tough for me. He finally got it done with a Masters, Matsuyama. And a guy I've been wanting to playing good golf that's older is Rose, and I think I'm going to use him. Yeah. He already wrote him down because I kind of put DJ. These are the numbers that I'm looking for because they're kind of tough. You mentioned Cantlay. He's dropping 15-1, 14-1, and I get it. You know, he's played golf here. But yeah, those are the guys. So you just named the 9, and then, you know, the top 30 in both those majors. There's a few more. Xander, like you talked about, Matsuyama, Rose.
Yeah.
That's about it. I mean, those are, you know, the after you get, there's 10, 12. I mean, you could reach a little bit if you want to throw a bomb or two in.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. And this course, if there's a course comparison, I would put it similar to. Now, this is a lot longer than what this course would be, is the Masters. Because the Masters, guys, you have a lot of runoffs where the fairways are very sloping. Like this course, you're going to be having awkward angles with your second shots in. Like you're going to be, you know, balls have to be at the front of your stance. You're going to be, you know, you're going to have that awkward angle, right? So the Masters is a really good comparison, in my opinion. And who's done really well at the Masters too? You're talking about Justin Rose. This guy's on an absolute heater. I was bringing up just before the show, guys. He's had 8th place at the Canadian Open, T12 at the PGA, or at the Charles Schwab, T9 at the PGA, T16 at the Masters, T25 at the RBC. He won the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, where on the West Coast too. So you know what? And he missed the cut at the Genesis, but I don't take too much into account there. I don't think it's a great course comparison, even though it's the same designer. Justin Rose, I don't know if he's going to win, but I do have him in the top 20, just to spill a little bit of the beans there. And I am going to throw him a first-round leader just because of how well he's playing. Justin Rose, he also played very well back in 2015 when he was playing well. Let me just see here. Continue. Oh, they're making me do this stupid ad block stuff. You know what? Get bent. I'm not going to do that. Anyways, I know Justin Rose, guys. This is just a perfect course fit for him, and how well he's playing, Connor. I couldn't agree anymore.
Yeah.
Some more information about the course. We were kind of talking about some stats, or at least some trends for you guys. There's a par 3 here, guys. There's 2 of them, 284 yards and 290 yards. These are par 3s. Like, this is just crazy. And when they're saying the one might be playing 300, and that's number 11. It's going to be downhill. I'm just looking at a picture now. You got 2 bunkers at the front, 1 on the left, but everything kind of slopes towards that green. But you're going to have to carry it, at least 260, but it will be downhill, so probably playing more like 240, and then let it just release. Because if you go long on that number 11, it looks like it just you're way down there. Like, good luck trying to get that one back up, right? So distance control is going to be huge here, and just angles too. Knowing how to play your angles is going to be very key. And a golfer that I think fits this mold. I know he doesn't do well at the Masters, but this is like the West Coast Masters, and that's going to be Patrick Cantlay. He's been just knocking on the door, guys. He's so dialed. He's one of the most precise, methodical golfers, I would say, out there too. And Patrick Cantlay, and his golf it speaks for itself there, Connor. I'm just going to bring up Patty Cantlay right now. If I can spell his name right. But yeah, Cantlay, man, he's T9, T21, 4th, 3rd, T14 at the Masters. And that finish at the Masters, guys, that's the best he's finished at the Masters, I believe, in I think really ever here. Yeah, since 2019, he was T9, T17, missed the cut 2021, T9, T39, and then T14. So I'm saying this is like a West Coast Masters, and a guy who grew up right around here, really precise with his irons, his golf game. He's in the top 5. He was also listed, guys, in the top 10 U.S. Open last winters. He's gained at least 1.92 strokes last 3 months, and he's finished in the top 30, top 20 in the PGA and the Masters. So Cantlay, he checks every box possible.
Yeah, I already mentioned him a little earlier, like you mentioned, talked about. He's there with the price, and going through the 8 or 9, and then we added a few more. Here's the keys, Rom, and the short numbers. We're looking for value. We want to win money here. This is not just Scotty Scheffler. Can he make putts? Just how dreadful of a putter he's been this year. Last year he made some. He just wasn't that bad, I guess. But for his ball striking, man, it's tough. If he can make a few putts, he's just so. I don't see him really shooting a big number here, Gogster. So if he can make a few, but we're not getting 7-1 on him, isn't great. But he was one of the guys, Morikawa, a few of them that played here in that Walker Cup. You want to bring on our guest here, Gogster?
Yeah, our guest is ready here, Mr. Cam Stewart. By all means, let's bring on our guest here, guys. Cam Stewart from Sports Good Radio. Here's to join us for, like he usually does, for all the majors. Cammy, what's going on, my guy? How you doing, buddy?
I got to be honest with you, Gogster, doing pretty good. This Canadian Open, I wish every week was like this. I go there, my girlfriend and I ripped it up the night before party. I wake up, I'm like, wow, Eric Cole's going low. We have him top 10, 20. Like, this guy just ran out of holes too. Like, we haven't done a 6-pack where we liked Hatton, but the price wasn't there. And then he ends up like T3 too. Like, every guy was amazing. Like, they had a piece of Nick Taylor. Hey, Fleetwood was my top pick, as you know, Gogster. It was like Hatton and Fleetwood. But that's the thing. I'm like, we got to put some money on Nick Taylor. And his odds were pretty good. And then he made that big charge. And it was like, I got to be honest with you. I was at the Canadian Open when Mike Weir, basically, VJ tried to give it to him. Like, I was at Glen Abbey that day. Yeah. No, I'm an older guy now, Gogster, but I used to be more like you. I used to go to like all the Canadian Opens, get sauced, have a good time, and that was hard to watch when Mike Weir couldn't close. And the fact that Taylor hits a 72-foot, like, I'm still kind of in shock. Like, it was wild too, because Fleetwood needed that. He had the Brits in his corner, Lowry, the Irish Bear, and then there was a Canadian contingent. Mike Weir sucking back a Sapporo. It was good. And then those guys tackling Adam Hadwin at the end. It's like, dude, you got to know that this guy's a golfer. I'm like, I hope he's okay. He might not, like, he got hit pretty hard there. It was like a wrestling move. He held up the champagne bottle too. Like, he was kind of going back on one foot, like he was trying to throw the football still before he got sacked. Like it was crazy. But that 70-footer, 4 playoff holes too, and I think, Cam, that's what happened with Weir too. I believe he went to the playoff too. Yes, he did.
So you know what? Both of these, it was a similar. I thought Fleetwood, I thought Taylor, looked like he was struggling. He was hitting that same club off the tee, that hybrid. He was doing okay with it, but a great bounce he had there leading up. And then that 72-footer, guys, just unbelievable. Like, even Tommy was laughing. So
I'm not a caddy, but I agreed with Colt Nose on the broadcast. I'm like, I know Fleetwood nutted that iron a few times, but that's a long way to go into a hole. 260, 270. It's like, dude, you're a professional golfer. Like, you should be able to hit. Why don't you hit a 3-wood or a hybrid? Hell, he was pretty good with his driver, and that's the reason he took the lead, is because he nutted it down the fairway, easy sand wedge, sucked it back on a rope, tap in birdie. If he didn't have 18 3 times, Cam, I think Fleetwood wins, because that's the only hole. I agree with you on the driver, right? But if you want to win it, pull out your 3-wood at least. It was getting a little wet too. I didn't like what I saw on 18 from his. Like, your caddy's got to calm you down too. He got quick and like. Anyway, it is what it is. It's golf. We've seen this happen a million times, but. Like, you got a birdie 18 there to win that tournament. It's too damn easy. Like, and that's the thing. Like, they did a good job at this course, though. They set it up for a play, like a nice number. It was. I got to be honest with you. Like, I hope people in the States watch that, because that was the best. Like, that tournament was absolutely off the chain good. It was the best. Yeah.
I was saying, Cam, backstage next to the Phoenix Open, I think we're next for the most rowdiest fans on the PGA. So
agreed.
Absolutely, guys. One of the better Canadian Opens ever, I would say. And since 1954, we got Nick Taylor holding the trophy. So good for Nicky Taylor. We're moving on here, guys, down south to the U.S. Open, LA Country Club. Cam, have you taken a look at this course, and who are you looking at? What do you think about the course?
I'm going to be honest with you. Like, you guys are going early, and I'm going to be doing more, but I a brief synopsis of the course. Par 70 over 7,400. That looks hard. And we know about the U.S. Opens. You got to have the patience game. You got to grind out pars and hope for the best. Don't get too far out of it. You're never out of the tournament in a type of tournament like this. But, man, that's going to be difficult. I don't know, really, Gogster. I was looking at some guys. I'm like, okay, well, Scheffler and the guys you talked about can't lay. I'm like, what about Justin Rose? Like, he's playing really good golf right now. He loves the U.S. Open. My first instinct was Matt Fitzpatrick. Like, I don't know. Like, I know he didn't play like totally great at the Canadian Open, but he has the type of game to just linger in this type of tournament. Hatton is dangerous as hell right now. He looks like absolutely amazing. Like, he's coming out. But that's the thing. He had 2 bad rounds and 2 brilliant rounds. Like, can he put it together for 4? But those are guys I'm looking at other than the chalk, like Rahm, Scheffler, the rest of these guys. I really like the Brits this week. Like, I like I don't know about Fleetwood, but Hatton, Fitzpatrick,
Lowry,
and Rose check the boxes for me.
Yeah. Even Lowry, because this course, Cam, I'm saying it's got like fescue around the greens. It's more wide open. The fairways are nearly like they're 80 feet long. Like the fairways are going to be wide open. The issue with the fairways is they're all sloping. It's kind of like I said, Cam, it's like the West Coast Masters, because you can slope all the way down to like one of the, what do they call these things? Dry barangas, which are like sand, kind of like fescue. You might have some rocks in there. It's kind of like a hazard area, but you have to play out of. So a lot of these fairways, you're going to have awkward stances, kind of like the Masters. But I would say this is a lot longer. You're going to need more drivers compared to the Masters, where you're more plotting it around. But you still need to take advantage of your distance. Yet you're going to have a lot of runoffs. You're going to have awkward lies. And a guy I was talking about earlier, Cam, I think he's over this injury. And I think Jordan Spieth, the way his golf game was before that injury, Cam, and he came 5th place at the Memorial. So I think Jordan Spieth, if he can, he's got more distance than he ever has. And he should be able to, in my opinion, take advantage of, he's won the Masters too, of these awkward lies, kind of being in some weird spots around the green, because there hasn't been rain too, Cam, here since May 19th, like significant rain.
Going to play hard?
Giving you the weather report for you. Yeah. So it's going to play really firm and fast. Yeah. I give you the weather report. You know, your boy Gogster, not going to be cold. It's going to be.
I know. Real quick on that. And there was all that crazy rain this winter, like the most ever LA ever had. And then we haven't had, it in a few months.
C-Mac, we talked to our guy Dave Sherapan. Like, it was raining in Vegas, raining in California. Like, he said it was crazy, like windstorms and stuff. They said they had like really weird stuff. But now, like, when that happens and then you get this type of weather, that's the thing. Like, so I guess, I don't know, I could ask you guys this. I guess a guy who doesn't hit it that long, maybe if it's rolling fast, you can get a lot of rollout here, I guess. So maybe bring some other guys in contention. But what do you think of long shots? Like, Hubbard's playing a lot better. He really impressed me at the Canadian Open. Like CT Pan, I know it's probably going to be chalk in this tournament. It's the US Open, but there's a couple of guys at crazy odds that have been playing really good. Like, who fits the bill for you guys? Like, if you're taking any flyers. Okay. So do you want to go first, Connor, or what do you want to do?
No, go ahead.
Alrighty, Cam. So I got some long shots here. One thing about the US Open I've been looking at, the longest shot, it's been like, I think 80-1. That was Woodland. I think 2019. So usually their favorite, it's usually 45-1 or better. But a long shot I'm looking at here, he's a California kid. It's going to be Ricky Fowler. Ricky Fowler. I think Ricky Fowler here, not Pete Fowler. I clicked the wrong guy here.
Pete Fowler.
Pete Fowler is, but that's not quite long. Ricky Fowler, T9 at the Memorial. He's knocking on the door. Like, Scheffler's getting these T10s. Ricky's getting like T20s.
I know.
Just as good. He missed the cut at the PGA. That's the only cut he's missed since the Shriners back in October last year. And he's just playing so damn good. He's a California kid. He's driving the ball farther too. His distance, it's going to be there. His approach, he's gained strokes in every single event other than the PGA. I found, what do I have here? 82-1 at a book here on our guy Ricky Fowler. So I'm going to take a shot with Ricky here, Cam. I also have him top 10. What did I get his top 10 at here? I think it was plus 450. Sorry, top 10 on Ricky Fowler. That's the kind of long shot. And another long shot, Cam, I have is Adam Scott. I know this is crazy.
It's not crazy.
I'm seeing Adam Scott. But you know what? The last time he won, it was back in 2020. Where was it? The Genesis, just next door. So he has one on the West Coast. He won the Australian PGA just before that. And 3 of his last 10 events, he's made the top 10. He plays well at the U.S. Open courses. He's at a T14, T35, a T7, T38. And I think he's playing the best golf really in a while here for Adam Scott. Can he win? It'll be interesting. And his 3-putt avoidance is really good too. So I got Adam Scott here at 93-1.
Great price.
Those are my bombers I'm looking at. I got one more too, Cam, a local kid for you. I don't know if he's going to win, but I think he's going to be familiar with just playing in this type of atmosphere in California. And that's Sahith Theegala. I don't know if he can win 120-1.
I was going to touch on him real quick.
I like him.
I like him, but I don't like how he's played lately a little bit. Yeah. But he's played kind of well in these majors, especially late on the weekend. Mm-hmm. I'm waiting for him to win on the PGA Tour. You know, it could be wild. He could win a major, really, as his first. But until then, I'm going to be off the galaxy.
I think I'm going to put him in top 20s, like a little sprinkle. Yeah. Like I think he could be there. Asking him to win, I think, is a lot. What about some of these underrated guys? Victor Perez, I saw at 300-1. He can, like, one of these guys could shock you. I don't know which one it's going to be, but that guy played pretty well in the last, I think, major. He's been kind of an interesting guy. I don't like Cam Young right now, the way he's fading hard. Now, what about Minwoo Lee, 160-1? Any thoughts?
Minwoo's interesting. I know he's been there a lot, Cam, for some social media stuff. He's been at the course a lot, so he's had some reps in for sure. I don't know. Yeah, he should be. The big thing here, Cam, I think, is you have to be able to hit a certain spot on the fairway with your drive, because you're going to have like 30, 40 yards of run out. If you hit the wrong spot in the fairway, you're going to be scrambling literally the whole tournament, and you're going to probably miss the cut. So Minwoo, I don't mind that, to be honest. Another golfer, too, is Mito Pereira. Talking about the live merger. This is a guy that should be able to rip it, at least. And his approach is really like Mito Pereira. The longer the course, the more I want Mito, and his form is right there too. So Mito Pereira, I have him in a top 20 as well. But yeah, this course, Cam, I didn't tell you yet. There's a par 3, brother, 290 yards and 284.
That's wrong. Even though no, honest to God, like 290.
That's crazy, isn't it?
No, that's just wrong. Like I could see 240, 250, 290 is stupid. Like that's a little too much. Like, so what some guys are going in, 3-wood driver? Like what do you do?
Saying it could play 300 possibly. It's a little downhill number 11. That's the 290 hole. There's 2 bunkers on the front. It kind of feeds into the green. But if you go past the green, you're sloping right down about 20 feet. So it's a really tough hole. And then number 7 too, Cam, it's 284. And you got this like little barranca kind of about 230 yards before it. So you need to carry probably 240. And then it's not uphill. It's pretty flat. So you need distance in a way, in some sense, at this course, because there's also 5 par 5s, Cam. What do I have here? 542 yards, par 4. Sorry, par 4, Cam, par 4. Yeah. 542 yards, 520 yards, 492, 497, 480. Like, we're talking some pretty beasts. Now, you're going to get the run out, which helps, but these guys that hit farther, they're going to be in the rough. They're going to have a pitching wedge, 9-iron maybe, compared to these other guys that just can't hit it as far, get that run. So it's a fine line between
I think Gogster, this thing also, like, does John Rahm have the mentality to play this style of golf? And just like, that's the thing. Like, if you get like aggressive and stupid, like a US Open will kill you. You need you almost have to have like a Patrick Cantlay flatline attitude.
Exactly, Cam.
You need to be a guy to say, oh, well, I took a bogey, just don't take a triple. Like, let's minimize damage. And I don't know. That's the one thing Rahm doesn't really have it fits Scheffler. He's a flatliner. He doesn't get too rattled, too up, too down. Cantlay, Rose has that approach, I think. I don't know how the length's going to impact him, but those are guys I'm looking at. Like, some of these hotheads, like, I'm not sure if it's going to be good news for them in a course like this. Over 4 days, you're going to get very, very frustrated. Yeah.
And that's a guy like, sorry, Connor, I'll let you take over here. But Hatton, I think he's a guy, I don't know how he's going to do here, because he went through a lot last week there. That was he had 10 birdies, Cam, but he made a double bogey on 8 there when the lady went in the water and found his ball. He still made a double bogey. He would have won that tournament. He's playing really good golf, but he's going to be tested even more than he was last week. And I just wonder how much that took out of him.
Hatton lost that tournament on Saturday, Gogster. Me and my girlfriend went out with some friends. I go, let's go to the bar, have a couple of beers, and watch the golf. And I'm sitting there going, I can't believe everyone's going low and this guy's shooting even par. It's like, and then you get that Sunday charge. It's amazing in a golf tournament how every little shot matters, and sometimes you don't think about it, because Cole came out of nowhere for a 6th place. Hatton came, like, things can happen, right? So I don't know who you guys love in this tournament. I don't know why Matt Fitzpatrick was like my first instinct. I think Cantlay is probably pretty dangerous on a course like this. I'm sorry, Scheffler could win, but these odds again in a field like this, it's just, I don't know. I need more than like 7-1. I'm just saying.
His odds are crazy. Connor, why don't you take it over here?
Yeah, you talked about that you mentioned how he blew it on Saturday, and then just a while back, what was he? 6 under, he closed, or 7 under, 4 straight birdies.
Yeah.
Shout out to the chat. We got our guy Real Deal Prime Flash up in here. He says, Scheffler, he can, bogey here, 2-putt, win this probably. That's what is just wild, and I think he could get it done. But me, I don't want any of these guys. Hovland finally wins one there. He's at 20-1.
What do you like? Do you like Hovland? No.
I think he's playing good golf. I can't take him.
I don't know if he's gonna win. I think he'll do well, but I don't know if he's gonna win.
He's playing good golf. I don't want him. Hatton's interesting, and Spieth. I went right to it too. Cam was Matthew Fitzpatrick. I know he won last year.
He's my guy. Like I don't know why. Like I woke up, I go
adult braces.
I just think the braces are working out here. Like everything's fine. Fitzpatrick's one of those guys too. He's a very very good ball striker off the tee. He's played this type of golf. I just look at the odds and I'd rather have him. One question too. We got to talk about Homa. California kid, he was at the wedding, so we haven't really seen Homa in a while. It's funny, like remember where everyone's like, "Go jump on Homa," like 2022 before. Now it's gone up. I'm seeing Homa at 30. I saw him at 32 on one of my books. So, like, thoughts on Homa, or are you guys just gonna say no? He's not on my card this week.
He's got to be. I'm gonna take a matchups probably. Cam top 20. I don't know if he's gonna win this. You know, he's missed the cut at 2 of his last 5 events, T55, T8, T9. But where you want to bet him, we all know it. It's clear as day, clear as mud. Second at the Genesis. He won the Farmers Insurance, T39 at the Phoenix. He plays well on the West Coast. It's clear as day. So I think he's going to do well, Cam. It's similar to kind of like Sahith. And who's the other golfer you guys brought up there? It's going to slip my mind. But there's another golfer. When they come to the West Coast, that's kind of where I think it was Thigala. He's going to be more comfortable. This is his ballpark. This is the home for him, right? So I think Thigala, the top 20, I like. A lot of these West Coast guys, and I want to get to it right now. Cantlay and our other guy there, Cam. You want to talk about a guy that flatlines? He's not too bad after he makes a bogey. I think it's Xander. Like, I know where everyone's kind of forgetting about Xander. I bet so much money on this guy too. Me and Mr. Morency, they really
you and Morency, like honestly, like when that guy wins, he should like give you some of his paycheck, like you're his caddy. Like you've been donating to the Shoffley Fund for a while. And
like where is it there, Xander? Honestly, I honestly can't like RBC. What did he? Or sorry, Masters. He was T10. He was T18 at the PGA Championship. Like the guy's approach off the tee, he's going to be there. West Coast guy. This is Southern California. He's going to know the runoffs. It's kind of like a Torrey Pines in a way, where it's going to be firm and fast too. The greens. This is just where I want to bet these guys. So I started my card off with Cantlay at 18-1. I got Xander at 22. Those are the two kind of chalk I'm taking. I was going to look at Rahm, but again, Cam, I just don't know how he's going to do. I don't think he's playing his best golf either. When I look at Cantlay and Xander, and I got them playing on the West Coast now. I got it.
I agree with you. Like out of the guys at the top, I'm looking going, I prefer Xander over
Hovland.
Rahm's odds aren't good enough. Koepka, I don't know. He could win, but at 11-1 now we've lost all with that. We're not getting the live numbers anymore. Yeah. Cam Smith, pass, even though he could win. I'm not there. Homa, I'm thinking about. Morikawa, maybe. Hideki, no. Fitzpatrick at 34. Yeah. Hatton, I don't know, but maybe he. Think about Hatton, though, too, guys, is I know he like does the old talking to himself. It's almost like it's kind of a shtick now. Like he actually can do, you know what I mean, guys? Like he's this. It almost seems like you know the old hand. Like, oh, I thought it was going that. He does it every hole. So at least he's consistently insane. Like he's not just insane after like John Rahm, who like takes a double and like just goes bananas. He's always insane.
Yeah,
right?
Ken, that's just who he is. Like, if he's not doing that, then you know something's really wrong with Hatton. If he's not like talking to the hole or giving it the okay,
or just steaming, or you just give the look where he's just burning it with his eyes, like ready to blow, like a volcano, right?
Yeah, so, absolutely, you want that. So that's a good point, Cam. Where he just kind of gets it out because he made a double bogey. I think he was on 8, and he still came back.
Yes.
5 or 6 birdies after that. So, and he was a little ticked off, but some golfers just have to play like that. So
they do. They do.
Absolutely.
If Eric Cole could hit the ball longer, I'd take him. I think this guy's I watched at Canadian Open. I love this guy. Like Gogster, we've been riding this guy in 6-packs all the time, top 20s and stuff. He's a damn good golfer, but I just think the length might hurt him here at the US Open. If he was longer, I'd be on him.
Yes. We got to look at him for the 3M, the John.
Yes.
Kind of like those.
Yeah.
I think Eric Cole, guys. Yeah, I think he's due for one.
I agree.
But yeah, Connor, do you want to go over some picks here? Who are you looking at here? Do you got any picks you're looking at? Or
yeah, we ripped through them. You know, even before. Basically, it's got to be to me those 9 you mentioned, the strokes gain.
Yes.
There. I don't know if I want Cantlay. You got the number with him. I don't know if I want him. If I could get, if I get 18-1, I think I take him. But he's 14-1 a lot of spots. You know, maybe 16-1. Hovland, Koepka's too low. This guy's interesting, and I'm gonna take him. You mentioned Fitzpatrick. Matsuyama's on the fringe outside with Jordan Spieth, which I could be on. I think it's a flyer. Is and it's tough because I've been wrong, and a live golfer, I mean, almost won both majors. Obviously, it's Koepka. But I'm going to take a little bit here, especially if I get 40 to 1 on Dustin Johnson. And usually I fade him all the time, especially lately. But I think this distance, I think he could, at 40 to 1, I'm going to have to take a little bit here with DJ.
What,
he kind of fits the clip of the strokes game. Yeah.
You're right. And the thing about Johnson, he's under the radar. People kind of say, oh, he doesn't care. He does, but he's just so damn chill. Yeah. He's enjoying his life, but that's the thing. He could do it in his sleep. Like, remember when he was on fire? Like, he was smoking guys in tournaments. Like, it's one of those things, like, if he's motivated this week and just, it's scary at that price. He should not be 40 to 1, even in his current form.
Absolutely. And he putts really well on bent grass. And surprisingly, this is bent grass they're dealing with here. It's Bermuda rough, but it's going to be on bent grass greens somehow in LA. So, and that's where really I found DJ does well when he did well at I think it was the US Open up in Boston. Or the PGA, he just ran away with that. He was like minus 20. Everyone else was like minus 10. And of course, comparison I have here too, guys, I was bringing up was Chambers Bay. When did DJ finish there, Cam, back in 2015? Second to Justin Spieth, or Jordan Spieth, sorry.
Spieth.
Yeah.
DJ, you mentioned Whistling Straits too. He's the one who got that.
Oh yeah, we're at Jeff Feinberg's wedding. What was that tournament where like they gave him the strokes penalty and Keimer won? We were like literally like losing it at a wedding. Like, we're all getting wasted, like thousands of dollars. I'm like, that was such a BS. Like, what a
that was
bullshit.
horrible.
Like, they fucked Dustin Johnson hard, and you know what? And then he finally got it back. It was like, that's a little bit of justice, but God, he should have another one. Hey, bottom line is this, guys. Tough course, par 70, 7,400 plus. DJ over like 40 to 1. Maybe on a super boost, we can get him 45, find him around 50. Played. Like I don't care. Like I lose money with Sanjay M every fucking week taking this guy. So why don't I do it? What?
I am done with him.
Yeah.
He can eat his Korean.
Sanjay M, when he wins one week and we don't have him, Gogster, like we're gonna lose it. Like I don't even know what to do. He's your and Gabe Shoffley is my Sanjay M.
Yes.
Like he's killed me.
Yes. And I'm gonna let Alexander. Well, hopefully he doesn't stab me in the back again. But I'm on Alexander. One other golfer too we haven't brought up we have brought up Cam, but Jordan Spieth. The course comparisons, I think he's fine too. T5 at the Memorial. He should be, if he gets a little trouble, the more awkward the course is, I think the better for Jordan Spieth. He's going to be talking to Greller 24/7, but he should be fine. He was second place at the PGA here when it was at Chambers Bay, and then he won the one that was Whistling Straits, and he won the one that was at Chambers Bay. So Jordan Spieth, he hasn't won, or has he won yet this year? I don't think he's won yet this year, but he's been knocking on the door. Second at the Heritage, fourth at the Masters, fifth at the Memorial, third at the Valspar, fourth at the AP Invitational, sixth at the Phoenix Open. You know what? I think Jordan Spieth, now that he's got this injury, he lost 3 strokes around the green at the PGA, Wells Fargo, Charles Schwab, but this bounce back I saw from the Memorial, I think he's going to be right for this. He's got more distance than ever. Look for Jordan Spieth, I think, guys. 32 to 1 I got on Spieth. Also top 10, first round leader the whole bit. So
I like the first round leader play too, coming out of the gates hot, and you'll at a price with him, you'll probably get a better first round leader price, and that seems good to me, guys. I am looking for a long shot, but it's not gonna. Tagala is going to make the card in a top 10, top 20 capacity. Yeah. Wyndham Clark could play well here. I'm just not sure if he has the total game to do it for 4 rounds. He's a bomber. Yeah. You guys like Mito Pereira, Minwoo Lee's interesting to me. Like I'm looking for somebody. What do you guys think about Nick Taylor? Do you think he's going to play well again?
I don't know how much does he play better with booze or without booze? That's what I got to know, Cam.
That guy is chill as that. Like he was like wow. It was so impressive to me
when he made that putt. He just kind of like was.
He lost his mind.
Like he kind of in shock, and then he kind of just exploded after. Yeah, his caddy.
He didn't smile once. No, I love like he was so into it. Like at the end, right?
Yeah.
And like even Fleetwood's just like, dude, congratulations. I'm happy for Nick Taylor. Like, you know what I mean? We've been seeing Canadians in a lot of these situations before, and bad things happen. He stepped up, man. He stepped up.
Yeah, you know what? There's more of the golfer than just Corey Connors out there, guys. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Like we even forget Graham Dillette's doing TSN and stuff like that. That guy was there for I don't know when the hell he's coming back. Svensson, like even Michael like there's a million Canadian guys now. Like people don't know. Like,
Pendrith too.
Yeah.
Like
Pendrith. Yes.
Absolutely, guys. So Cam, before we get out of here, who if you had to give out 3 picks right now, who would your 3 plays be early on?
Know what? C-Mac, you got me on something. I had a star beside him. I'm in now. You got me thinking. I'm going to go with Fitz as my top pick.
Let's go.
Dustin Johnson.
Yep.
You know what? I don't want to take Cantlay at that price. I might come back. Okay, or Hatton / Spieth. I got to give you 4. Those are. I like your Spieth play. I just need, and Schauffele, you know what it is, Gogster? It's just one of those things. It's like,
is he ever going to win?
Yes, and I'll end up doing it, but I'm just, you know what? I'd rather have, that's crazy. I'd rather have Spieth than Schauffele. And
Yeah.
The guy's in his career too, and he wins in North America, where Xander wins everywhere else but North America.
I worry about Rose too. I know he's an older guy, and I think the Rose and Adam Scott, the guys that have been there before, can play well. I'm not sure if they're going to win, but I can see Justin Rose like in a top 10, top 20 capacity, definitely. And he played well at the Canadian Open. He only had a bad final round, guys. What did he finish at? Was he like T9 or 11 or like he was there?
Yeah, he was right there.
Rose.
Who's that? Rose. Yeah, no, Rose was T9. He was T9.
T9.
T9,
yeah, and he didn't play great either. Like the guy's good. Like
I have to take Justin Rose there. I took him top 20. I also had him first round leader cam. I think how well he's playing right now. I think he could just go really low. That's kind of what Justin Rose he does. He can go really low for one day, and he won on the West Coast this year. Came at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. So he's, you know what, at that number right now, I think it's like 60. I want to say to 1 right now on Justin Rose. Top 20 for sure. He's making my top 20 card.
Yep, I like the pick. So right now, guys, I'd probably, for me, Fitz, DJ, Spieth, Hatton is my first 4, and I'll work from there. Long shot, Minwoo Lee, probably for like a top good price there. I'm going to look at him. Tagala, I agree with you. I might sprinkle on him. I definitely think he could be a top 10, top 20 play. And Cantlay, I like, and Schauffele, I like, but I don't like the odds in comparison to the other guys that we're getting. Like, I like Spieth, Johnson, and Fitzpatrick better than those guys. We're getting better numbers on them.
Yeah, and I agree. Good point there for Connor on DJ, because I think this is the type of course where he is going to be able to just, because he didn't show up for the PGA. He had a really bad PGA there, DJ. I don't even think he made the cut. So, and one other guy we haven't brought up, actually, Tony Finau, Tony Baloney. Now, I know he hasn't won any big events, but this is a course like DJ. He's going to be able to just rip that driver. He's going to have shorter clubs coming in. It's just, can the putter stay hot for him? But
good top 10 play. I'm not sure if he's going to win, though.
Yeah,
that's one of those things, right? But you sprinkle, I guess. But no, I agree. Finau will do well. He hits it a ton.
Should do well, yeah. Connor, is there any picks before we get out of here that you're looking at?
I gotta hit our guy. Yeah, MT13. I thought he played well at the PGA. He's won. He's had a couple seconds. Kurt Kitayama as a bomb, but I'm not gonna take it. But I kind of was looking at him before our guy put that in the chat because. There's really nobody. You mentioned Minwoo Lee. I mean, some of the boxes, Gary Woodland, I don't want him to win. There's just really nobody. I don't think a bomb comes out of here.
I could see Patrick Rogers doing well for a while and gagging. That's the whole thing. Like Keegan Bradley, the same thing. I could say, okay, well, he's there for a bit, and then like who's got the longevity? Who's got the mental fortitude? Who can be happy with pars? And that's why I come back to guys. Basically, look at the guys we have. Matt Fitzpatrick's pretty docile. Dustin Johnson looks like he's stoned, and the only guy that like we go wild with is Jordan Spieth, but he has just the ability to win and the passion to win this tournament.
Yeah, absolutely, Cam.
Yeah.
I love it there. Wyndham Clark's also going to be on my card, top 20. I think Shane Lowry could do well here. Does well at the Masters. Should be able to. The score, guys, is going to be probably -6 to 8. I don't think it's going to get double digits here, just because of just how much trouble is out there in these runoffs. Guys are going to have. They're going to think it's in the fairway, and then it's not going to be in the fairway.
One guy.
Let's touch up on a couple here.
We didn't mention Justin Thomas.
Justin Thomas and Jason Day. I was just going to say, both those guys 50 to 1, dealing with their own demons, whatever it is. What do you think?
I can't bet Justin. That number's amazing. I just can't take it.
I know.
He sprays it too much now. His game's off.
He is off.
I think him and Bones, I don't know what's going on, but I don't think they care to be doing their caddying together right now. But Jason Day, I think, does maybe have a little more of a chance. I think he could battle here. He actually
West Coast.
20.
Yeah, I know he's got still his vertigo in his back.
That's
I hear after
thing. Like say we got Day and he gets a dizzy spell or something. Like,
I know.
Here we go, man. Like there's always it's never safe. But I love the guy and I really wish him well. Like I hope he does well, but we can't take everybody.
West Coast, he was 5th at the Phoenix, 9th at the Genesis, 7th at the Farmers. Like he does 18th at the American Express. He loves the West Coast. So if there was a matchup bet between those two, who was it there? Day and
Thomas.
I would be taking Day.
I agree with you.
Oh,
Yeah, I might not take him to win Fire, but I might take him top 20.
It's a good call, guys.
He's done very well.
I think we should like it worked for me in the Canadian Open. Like I'd cold matched up against some like Turkey. Like I think matchup bets are the key this week. It's going to be very hard to win this tournament, and maybe go harder on those in top 20s because it's going to be a grind at this tournament. Man, par 70, like with the distances of these holes, war of attrition. Whoever's not going to like quit, bow down, give up, like it's going to be tough to win this one. It's going to be a grind.
One more golfer before we get out of here, Morikawa. This is where I think he is going to play better, guys. He was in the 2017 Cam. There was a Walker Cup here. It was Morikawa, Scheffler, Champ, and McNeely. And then Robert McIntyre was for the Great Britain Irish team. But Morikawa did very well. I think someone said he was 3-0 or 4-0 in his matchup that he played against. So Morikawa, I think this is the course he is going to do well. Can he make enough putts to win? I don't know.
Is he long enough? What do you think?
Well, he's going to get the runoffs. Like he's going to be so precise, I think, Cam. He's going to know, okay, I'm going to hit the ball right here, and it's going to just feed there. I know I can't go here. Like he's going to
smart.
He's smart, exactly. You need that Cantlay Morikawa style, I think, this week. So Morikawa, I think he's going to linger. I'll probably take him in a matchup, but if I can get Morikawa over Hovland, I'll actually take Morikawa over Hovland this week.
Cool.
Yeah, I think he could be gritty. Like he could win a U.S. Open going forward. He's interesting because LA. I like it. I've been a little bit down on him because he just hasn't gotten it done. You know, this year cost me a ton of money in Hawaii when I thought he had it won.
Yep.
But
the sneaky plays DJ. You got I'm glad you mentioned that name, and I looked at the price and go, maybe this is the week because that guy, he has the game to come out of nowhere. That's one guy with current form. I don't give a rat's ass about his current form. If he shows up in a good attitude and ready to go, he can win on any course. And that price is nuts. I'll take it.
I think it is nuts.
If there's a big paycheck, all of a sudden DJ's eyes will light up.
Yes, exactly. Paulina, she likes quality merchandise and brand names, and the Wayner wants to drink the good scotch. No, he's going to be into it this week. Trust me.
He's going to be right there. Exactly, Cam. And you know what? And he lost that one up in the West Coast as well, or somewhere out here at West where he missed with putts on the green because the green surfaces were made out of fried chicken. But anyways, guys, this week, it's been a treat. Cam, Connor, I got to run. Unfortunately, I got to work at 3 o'clock. If I didn't, I'd
so do I, Gogster.
Yeah, I'll be listening to you, brother. I'll be listening to you at the work spot there. We'll have you loud and proud there, guys. I want to just check out the chat here if there's any questions there that we didn't get to just before we go. Let's just bring up the chat here. Flash is in here, MT3, Preston as well, and Andrew there. Andrew, you're giving a shout out to you there, Cam. MT13 there. The Playboy Mansion's off the 14th tee. I forgot to bring that up there. This is right in Beverly Hills. So
beautiful.
It's you got the rich of the rich here.
Missed the cut. Hot tub time. Just hop the fence.
Exactly. I would be there myself. Sahith Theegala, right trouble. You really have to have that miss down off the tee. That'd be the one thing with Sahith I'd be a little worried about is he needs to know that miss, and I'm gonna just kind of rely on his West Coast land. Like he played at Pepperdine, right? So he knows kind of landscape, right, Cam? So I do think that'll be interesting. Kyle says, will big hitters or accuracy shoot the lowest scores here? I think you need a bit of both. You need a bit of both. I would say accuracy will be very important though because of the runoffs. If you just bomb it, but you're bombing it in, the what is it called here? The dry verangas, or you're there's not as many trees.
We didn't mention Rory, and I don't care. I don't care if he wins. I'm not betting him. I'm sorry. I'm just not. And I know Colt Knost and those guys, they really tried to sell him on that Canadian Open broadcast. Oh, Rory, they love LA Golf and Country Club. I'm like, I just, and my girlfriend even said it on Saturday. I go, honey, I'm worried. I got money on Nick Taylor. I got Hat, and I got Fleetwood. I got everybody on this leaderboard. She goes, don't worry, he'll choke.
Yes. You got a keeper there. She knows. Hell
she's
yeah.
Like, Rory won't do nothing on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. That was a great key, and you know what, guys, this U.S. Open is going to be even better. It's going to be a real treat. I don't think the final score is going to be more than -10. Guys, look for some. I think California. I got 4 West Coast guys on the card. I'll go over really quickly before we get out of here, guys. I got Xander, I got Cantlay, I got Fowler, Scott, Spieth, and then a long shot on Theegala, guys. That's going to be my plays, and I wrote down some plays here for Cam. He's on Fitz, DJ, Hatton, or Spieth, along with Minwoo Lee and Theegala as some long shots. And then Connor was bringing up DJ, and I believe Connor also. Who else were you looking at there?
Fitz and Spieth.
Love it.
I mean, probably for sure.
It's me and you this week, buddy.
Let's go, boys. Let's
go.
go. And let's heat up on the greens here, guys. Cam, it's a treat as always, man, talking majors with you. Hopefully we can get you back again for the Big Open Championship. And I don't know if you guys can see there, but I got the PGA Championship flag just hanging at the top there. And I got a nice white one coming your way there, Cam, for everything you do for
Appreciate
us.
it.
I appreciate you.
I see the Masters flag. I got one of them up there too. It's I remember I was talking to Bob Weeks. Those guys were all laughing at me. They're like, "Oh yeah." That was the year I had Brent Snedeker at 300-1. He was leading with a few holes left, and then Trevor Immelman won. Gogster, it would have been like a $10,000 payday, but
Holy
hey,
shit.
yeah, it was just like, and I was there, had to cover. That was a heartbreaker, but
one for the book, Cam. One for the book.
For sure.
All righty, guys. Be good. Thanks again, Cam, Connor. We'll tweet out our action there, guys. Check us out, Cam Stewart's, I believe, live on Twitter, and then C-Mac, Conor Mac picks on Twitter, and then myself, guys, Eagle47. Until then, guys, we'll see you next month, July, for the Open Championship. Be good. Hit them straights. Cash some tickets. Be good.
Later.